This is Japanese from Zero, Course 1, Lesson 3, and today we are going to be talking about possession and the particle no. So in order to make possession or possessive words like I becomes my, and you becomes your, and him becomes his, those kind of words, you do need the particle no, and we're going to talk about that today. You do have to know kakikukeko and gagigukeko, which was taught at the end of lesson 2. If you're only using the book, that is the only option you have. You have the progressive edition, which is where we learn 5 to 10 hiragana every lesson. If you're doing well, you do. Or you can probably just honestly learn them all in about 2 or 3 days of pushing hard. In the case of following the book, after lesson 9, you should know pretty much all of the hiragana. But right now, it's going to be a little bit awkward as we're mixing what we know. We're progressively adding them into the lesson. That's going to be a little bit weird. Could be a little bit weird. Hopefully you're okay with it. Make sure this mic is in the right spot. It kind of fell over. All right. Now, normally, I like you to already have gone through the words, but a lot of you are busy. You haven't gone through the words yet. And a lot of you just watched the video first, which is okay, but I really would appreciate it if you went through the lesson one time. That way this becomes a review. Let's do it. Let's do some review of the words you should know. These words, normally, like I said, I don't like to go through them, but because they're so important in this lesson, we're going to go ahead and do them. Anata. Anata means you. We need to know these words in order to say your, so that's why we're going to go through them. Watashi. Now in English we have I and me, but Japanese just has watashi. Okay. Now they do have other ways to say I. In this lesson we learn about boku, and you might have heard somewhere on the internet, or if you watch anime, you might have heard of ore, which is rough, boku, which is for a younger boy typically, and watashi, which everyone can use generically, no problem. Tabun. You know, it's funny. I'm putting tabun in here, but I'm not going to use it in this at all. I'm not going to use it, but I like you knowing it because we know hai and we know iie, which are like yes and no, but it's nice to say maybe. Maybe someone asks you a question. Can you speak Japanese? And you're like, tabun, maybe. All right. Kare. Kare means him. It means he. It means all those things. The opposite of that, kanojo. Now I do want to point out that kare also means boyfriend, and kanojo also means girlfriend. Now some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, when will I know which one is which? You will know because of context. 900 times out of 991. You'll know out of context that they mean girlfriend. For example, if you say my kanojo, we're going to learn that in a second, you know it's not my her, it's my girlfriend. Or if they put the word ex, the word that means ex in Japanese, right? It's moto. Moto kare means ex-boyfriend, or moto kanojo means ex-girlfriend. So you would know based on the words around it and the context. Tomodachi. You probably already knew that word before you even started learning Japanese. That means friend, or because Japanese does not have plurals like English does, it also means friends. So if someone said to you, Tomodachi are coming, my Tomodachi is coming in Japanese. If they said it like that, but you didn't, like all the Japanese was there, you wouldn't know if you meant one friend or 2 or 3 or 4. So you would have to ask how many are coming. All right. Now there's a question word that we're learning in this lesson. It is dare. Actually, I feel like we did that last lesson, but maybe it's this lesson, I'm not sure. Either way, dare. Dare means who. And dare desu ka means who are you? But remember the context thing we talked about before. Context changes the meaning because in the dare desu ka sense, notice that the word anata is not in there. We could say anata wa dare desu ka? And that would mean, who are you? And there would be no ambiguity about it. But Japanese typically they might just say, dare desu ka? Who is it? Who is it? Or if they're looking right at you, dare desu ka? Who are you? Okay? They might point at a girl who's walking by and say, dare desu ka? all of these things, right? Dare desu ka to girls, who is she? Pointing to a boy, who is he? Pointing to a group of people, because Japanese doesn't have plurals. Dare desu ka? Who are they? All right. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. Now, I forgot what I was going to do. I totally forgot what I was going to do. Here's what happened. I made these PowerPoints and then I sang for like a half hour on the live stream and I forgot what I was doing. So plug and play. And what do I mean by that is we can use what we've already learned with the particle wa, the topic marker, and we can just throw things in front of dare desu ka and say, Tomodachi wa dare desu ka? Now that means, let's say that this would be used when you're walking next to somebody and you go up to another friend. You go up to a friend and the friend that you walked up to doesn't know this person next to you, and they could say, Tomodachi wa dare desu ka? Who is your friend? And we didn't even say your. But in Japanese, you can assume it's there. You don't have to say, who is your friend? You just say, Tomodachi wa dare desu ka? Who is friend? What if you start a college class and you didn't go the first day, but one of your friends went the first day and you wanted to know, hey, who was the teacher? Like, let's say the teacher wasn't going to be announced until that first day. And there was like a good one and a bad one. You want to know who was the teacher. How would you say that? You should know the word by now because it's in this lesson. Sensei wa dare desu ka? Who is the teacher? Sensei wa dare desu ka? Or you could be asking the teacher like a very deep, like philosophical question. Who are you, teacher? Sensei wa dare desu ka? Theoretically, you could do that. And again, like I said earlier, you could say, Anata wa dare desu ka? Who are you? We can point at a boy and say, Kare wa dare desu ka? Who is he? We can hear somebody's name, not know who they are, and then say, Tanaka-san wa dare desu ka? Who's Tanaka-san? Tanaka-san wa dare desu ka? Okay. In order to do possession, we need to know this particle. It's the no particle. It doesn't mean the no. My name is no. Not that no. It is the, wow, I was really trying a little bit too hard there. I do like that song, but I was trying too hard. This is the possession marker. It makes something into a possessive. For example, anata no means yours. Watashi no means mine. See, we're just adding no onto the I, me, and you words. Kare no means his. Kanojo no means hers. Now, theoretically, remember, contextually, that could mean, kare no could mean my boyfriend's. It can be like an apostrophe S, or my girlfriend's, kanojo no. Okay, for example, kanojo no namae, girlfriend's name. Kare no namae, boyfriend's name. Okay? Dare no, that's a little bit tricky. Dare no, that means whose. So, whose instead of just who, it becomes whose. Like, whose is this? I could just say, we're going to do it in a second, but I could just say, これは誰のですか? Whose is this? This. Whose is it? これは誰のですか? I mean, the water was sitting here when I got here, and I don't remember it being here. Like, I don't remember who put it here, but you know what? I'm the only one that ever comes in this office, so 100% it's my water. Watashi no mizu desu. It's my water. Now, you can also put someone's name before no, and then it becomes, like I said, apostrophe S. So, Tanaka-san no means Tanaka's. Or, Joji no means George's. これは Joji no mizu desu. This is George's water, mizu. Alright? We can also use, without anything following, we just this is what we do. You just add the des after it. Anata no desu. It's yours. Watashi no desu. It's mine. Kare no desu. It's his. Kanojo no desu. It's hers. Dare no desu ka? You wouldn't say just dare no desu. That makes no sense. Dare no desu ka? Dare no desu ka? Whose is it? Dare no desu ka? 誰のですか? Whose is it? And Georgie no desu. It's George's. So let's put instead of des, we can also put an object there. Right now we're just saying the raw, nothing after it. We're just saying his or my, just like we do in English. In English we could say it's mine, right? Or it's hers. But when we want to say my something, it can't be mine, right? But Japanese just has the one thing, which is, it's very easy. You could just say watashi no. Let's just get to it. Let's just see what it looks like. So, あなたの人参. I should have told you that ninjin is carrot, right? Ninjin means carrot. あなたの人参 means your carrot. 私の人参 my carrot. 彼の人参 his carrot. 彼女の人参 her carrot. 誰の人参ですか? Whose carrot is this? ジョージの人参 des, right? ジョージの人参 des. It's George's carrot. I don't know who fights over a carrot, but sometimes you do, I guess. Okay? Now let's apply all of the things we already know in Japanese up to this point. By the way, we're only in lesson 3, but you guys know a lot right now. I mean, you don't even realize this is a solid foundation that we're building for Japanese. So we can say this really long sentence now. How would you say it? I want you to think about it. Whose apple is this? Whose apple is this? Now I'll give you a little bit of a hint. Think backwards. Whose apple is this? This is whose apple, okay? Think about it. Kore wa dare no ninjin desu ka? I mean, that's a weird sentence, right? But do you understand how important that is? We have a topic, we have a possession word, we have a noun, we've made it into a question. It's amazing. It's really a great sentence. これは誰のリンゴですか? I mean, it's a basic sentence. Later on when you watch this video in 2 or 3 years, you'll be like, you'll remember, wow, I remember that was maybe difficult. But now it seems stupidly easy. And it is. This is really easy once you get it. これは誰のリンゴですか? Whose apple is this? What if it's my apple? How you say it? It's my apple. Now remember, in Japanese, you don't have to say the これは again. We have established a topic. Okay? So for example, it's like tennis, and I like this example because it's very strong in my head. When you serve a ball in tennis, you don't keep serving it. You serve it once until it drops or until you don't know where the ball went. Then you have to get another ball. That's the same thing in Japanese. You don't have to keep saying, it is, it is, it is, it is, or this is, or he is, or he is, or he is, like we do in English. You just say once. The topic is established as kore. This is the kore that we're talking about. So next sentence doesn't have to have it. So if someone asks you, これは誰のリンゴですか? The answer, 私のリンゴです. It's mine. It's my apple. I was like, it's my ringo. It's my apple. All right? Now, we learned how to make a possessive using no after pronouns, yeah? And after names. And after even a question word. So, for example, we had watashi no. But how would you say my mother's? So you could just say お母さんの. And everyone would know it's your mother. But you could make it, you can have multiple no's in a sentence. You don't have to have just one. You could say, 私のお母さんの. My mother's. For example, let's say that your mother's name is Mamiko. So you could say, my mother's name is Mamiko. 私のお母さんの名前はMamiko desu. If you remember, a couple lessons back, I said everything before wa is the topic or part of the topic most of the time, and everything after the wa is a question or a statement of the topic. So watch that sentence again. 私のお母さんの名前は, what's the topic? The topic is name, right? Because it's right before the wa. But we've modified the name with watashi no okaasan no namae. My mother's name is the full topic. So everything before the wa is the topic. Everything after the wa, mamiko desu. It's mamiko is a question about the topic or a statement about the topic. And here it's a statement. I could say, Anata no okaasan no namae wa mamiko desu ka? Is your mother's name Mamiko? Look at how long that sentence is. And we're only on lesson 3. It's crazy. All right. So, the question was, これは誰のリンゴですか? Whose apple is this? The answer is, it's my father's friend's apple. Think about it. It's my father's friend's apple. We're going to have 3 possessive particles in here. No is going to be in there. 私のお父さんの友達のリンゴです。私のお父さんの友達のリンゴです。If you want to make a pause, remember, pause after the particle. 私のお父さんの友達のリンゴです。If you ever watch Japanese TV where there's real people and not like an anime or a stage thing, where there's not set dialogue where they're talking, and maybe it's a show where they're interviewing someone, you'll see people do that. Go, 私のお父さんの名前なんですけど, like they'll do that. They pause after a particle. Okay, so that is the lesson, but I want to end on something fun, and in order to end on something fun, I have to tell you an interesting fact about Japanese from Zero. Okay, so Japanese from Zero is owned by a company called Yes Japan Corporation, which I own. 100% own Yes Japan Corporation with my wife. But I started another company called From Zero. Okay, From Zero LLC. And From Zero is the company that owns these books, the Korean From Zero books and Chinese From Zero and Spanish From Zero, which are coming out soon. Okay, I own the majority, I'm a majority owner of that company. But it's a different company. So the thing that's different about that company is we have other people help us write the books, whereas the Japanese books were just me and the wife. So we needed a contract. And in that contract, the weirdest thing is in the contract, and I don't know why it's in there, but I think it's hilarious. We have the rights to a movie about Korean From Zero and Chinese From Zero and Spanish From Zero. It says we own the movie rights. In a contract, you have to own all the movie rights. So we own the movie rights, which means we own TV show rights. So I thought, how cool would it be if the dialogue in a very simple grammar book were part of a movie? And therefore, I have prepared this for you. Imagine, if you will. My goal. Here we go. Here's the dialogue. Acted by me. 誰の赤ちゃんですか? 誰の赤ちゃんですか? あなたのお兄さんの赤ちゃんです。何? I'll see you all next time. We'll be talking about colors and adjectives in the next lesson. See you there.